Uplifting news when Christmas brought peace, jokes, crafts and fun. Let's start the show! Good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are, Faboo crew, and welcome to Christmas!
Christmas! Woo! Yeah! Whoop, whoop! You better watch out! You better not cry! Yeah!
Hey, turn it down.
No.
Fair enough.
Christmas! Woo!
Yep, we're celebrating Christmas on today's Faboo News with fun facts, positive news, and plenty of quality journalism.
Absolute chaos.
Absolute chaos. So let's get started with our first festive feature because something horned, funky, and fierce is raising money for good causes in Whitby, England. And it's not St. Nick.
No, we're talking Krampuses. Krampi?
The 10th annual Whitby Krampus Run scared up a spooky good time on December the 7th and 8th, despite some seriously bad weather threatening to throw cold water on the event. Literally. But that didn't stop them.
Dozens of people dressed up as Krampus for the event, an Eastern European folklore creature with huge horns who is said to punish children who've been naughty over the year. It sounds scary, but these Faboo humans are doing it all in the name of fun and charity.
This year, they were raising money to combat cancer in dogs with the help of their mascot Rudy, who survived his own illness with the help of doggy chemotherapy. Over 2 very stormy nights, this gothic group stalked the streets, hosted bands, and danced through the night with ice cream. Discover more about the event and how you can help Team Rudy by visiting the links in the description below.
I'm being Krampus. Go on, give us your scariest Krampus face, Faboo crew. Ooh.
Whoa, they're scary, yeah. Oh. Did you know Christmas wasn't always celebrated on December the 25th? For 336 years, the date was up in the air. In fact, early Christians actually believed that Jesus was born in March, not December. Now, as with many things, it was the ancient Romans who set the date in stone. And it's thought they did this to match up with midwinter festivals like Yule in Northern Europe, where they were trying to convert more people to Christianity. Stay tuned for more Christmas facts later in the show. When was the first Christmas card sent? Was it A, 1066, B, 1922, C, 1560, or D, 1843? Find out later in the show. And while you're thinking about it, why not hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Faboo News every week? It really helps the channel grow and helps us to bring positive fun to more kids around the world. Boop that subscribe button like you'd boop Rudolph's red nose. What are you doing? What? I tried to wrap a Christmas present. Oh, you'd best pick that up again. Lend a hand? I literally can't. Oh. I've not thought this through. It's time for Faboo News Through History. And today is a very special Christmas tale. Back in 1914, Europe was suffering during the First World War. Millions of soldiers had dug trenches into the ground and were waiting to go and fight.
Lots of them had been told that the war would be over by Christmas. Sadly, it wasn't. And they were going to spend their Christmas fighting in a war.
And then something miraculous happened. Some soldiers started singing Christmas songs on Christmas Day. And the soldiers they were meant to be fighting began singing too. It went on and on until one by one soldiers from both sides stood up from their trenches and stepped out into the space between them, not to fight, just to celebrate Christmas.
Men from both sides swapped gifts of chocolate and other rations, showed each other pictures of their loved ones back at home, and even began playing a game of soccer out in the space called No Man's Land. For a few short minutes, there was peace instead of war.
And all because of Christmas. What do you want for Christmas, Kai?
You know what? I really want it to snow. I've never seen a white Christmas before. Not in person. I think it would be lovely.
I'll have a word with Santa. Still to come, back in time for Christmas, getting crafty with Mum, and 12 days in song. But first, what does Father Christmas call his days off? A Santa pause. Alan Kai recently headed out to the Yorkshire town of Haworth, once home to a very famous set of novel-writing sisters called the Brontes. It's a town where time seems to have stood still, with steam trains travelling the railway and Victorian cobbles still lining its main street. Let's take a short trip back to a Victorian Christmas. Oh, hi there. You've just caught me in the middle of something. Oh, when was the first Christmas card sent? The answer was D, 1843. Christmas cards were invented in Victorian England, as were many of the traditions many of us enjoy today. Christmas trees were popularized by Prince Albert. Giving presents as a tradition was moved from New Year's Day to Christmas Day. And Christmas dinner became a grand occasion for everyone, rich and poor. What's your favorite Christmas food? Did you know that male reindeer usually shed their antlers long before Christmas Day? It's the female reindeer who hold on to them well into wintertime. So if you've seen pictures and illustrations of Rudolph and his chums pulling Santa's sleigh, it's more likely that it's the girls doing the job, not the boys. Al isn't the only one cutting up small bits of paper. Let's see what Mum's up to. Hey, Mum!
Hey, Al.
So we're going to make some paper chains.
That's right. I don't know about you, but after Christmas, there's normally a massive pile of wrapping paper that you don't know what to do with. Some of it can be recycled, some of it can't. If you have wrapping paper that can't be recycled, this is a really good thing you can do with it instead. So here's one I have already made. And basically what you need to do is get yourself a variety of different patterns and colours that you're happy with. And the first stage is to get a piece of paper and cut yourself some long strips.
Okay.
So just decide about how wide you want them to be, and it doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same. We're just going for roughly here. So one thing you can do as you're cutting is to sort of slide the scissors along. If you hold the scissors, the paper taut, you can almost just slide them without even cutting very much, and that's quite a fast technique if you can get it to work. I think my strip's getting wider and wider here, but let's not worry too much. Right, so there we are. I've got one strip now, and the next thing you'll need to do is to decide how big you want the loop to be. So if you just have a little experiment with that and see what you think looks nice, then you can cut it to that size, and then you can use this piece to measure all your other pieces that you're going to do off of, and that way they will all look the same.
Now you'll need it to be slightly bigger than the loop, so that you've got a bit of excess to glue, right, Mom?
Well, I already did that, Al, you see. When I looked at the size, I overlapped it a little bit like that.
Ah.
You see? So I know that I think that's a good size, you see.
Faboo.
So here's the rest of the chain I already made. So all you need to do is to put the piece of paper through the loop, get your dry glue stick, just put a little band on one end and then put the other over like that, and then you've got another loop, and you just keep going and going like that with the different colours. After you've already made yourself a whole load of strips, that is, because what the best thing to do is to start by making lots and lots of strips, cutting them all out, and then all you need to do is just to have your little production line. You know, the kids can do the sticking part if they don't want to do the cutting part, and you can make a lovely long paper chain to go anywhere you fancy in your house, really.
Faboo. Have you noticed how many presents and gifts out there are boxed up and wrapped up in plastic? Have you noticed how many toys are made of plastic? It can be a huge problem because plastic can be hard to recycle.
A clever team of scientists at the Riken Centre for emergent matter science in Waco, Japan, have developed a new plastic that could make a huge difference. This special plastic is just as strong as the stuff we use now, but if you bury it in the ground, it breaks up and disappears, releasing phosphorus and nitrogen into the soil, both of which are useful fertilizers.
More importantly, this new plastic dissolves completely in seawater. Most plastics don't do this. They break up into tiny pieces that can be swallowed by sea life. This new plastic disappears completely. It's even recyclable. It's early days for this research, but there is hope that new materials like this will help us to eliminate waste and to clean up our oceans. On the 12th day of Christmas, Faboo gave to me 12 Faboo facts. 11 silly pratfalls. 10 fleas a jumping. 9 robots dancing. 8 bugs a crawling. 7 wolves are howling. 6 bats are numbing. 5 stupid jokes. 4 paper planes, zombies raise cash, jet fuel from poo, and good news on the TV. Thanks for joining us for Christmas, Faboo crew. It's always great to see you. We'll be back on your screens in the new year with more Faboo news. So subscribe to the channel now for your weekly dose of positivity.
If you want more Faboo news, just search FABOO and join us for more uplifting news and silliness.
Hey, Kai.
Yes, Al?
Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas to you, Faboo crew. Have a wonderful time.
We wish you a Faboo Christmas. We wish you a Faboo Christmas. We wish you a Faboo Christmas and a Faboo New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Faboo Christmas and a Faboo New Year. We wish you a Faboo Christmas. We wish you a Faboo Christmas. We wish you a Faboo Christmas and a Faboo New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Faboo Christmas and a Faboo New Year.